My name is Julio Alvarez. I am the President and CEO of the Rio Grande Valley Partnership, and I would like to thank each and every one of you for being here. Thank you. I would like to, at this time, introduce our Mayor Hernandez from Pharr. Just so that you know, we have a local product here. Mayor Hernandez is from Pharr. Mayor Hernandez was, as I mentioned to you earlier, was raised here in Pharr. I'm talking a little bit about his background. Graduated from his medical school from University of Michigan. Mayor is, for those that don't know, this is the first time that the mayor has won an election and did very well. And we're proud to have Mayor Hernandez as mayor of Pharr. Mayor?
Thank you. Thank everybody this afternoon. Welcome everybody to Pharr. Welcome everybody in the delegation. All visitors from neighboring towns and then other mayors as well. Thank you very much for coming this afternoon. It's a historic event for us. We're so proud of having you guys back. We know it was a tough legislation, even though it appeared we were going to get much out of it when it comes to Rio Grande Valley. We actually got quite a bit. Most people don't know this, but our reps and senators go up at the state level. They give up quite a bit, and they sacrifice a lot of time, specifically from their families. And I, for one, am very grateful for that sacrifice because I know it bared a lot of fruit for us. A couple of things to mention, because I know they might not tell you, but they did secure $60 million for us for the next 2 years for our medical school, and it is our RGV Medical School. Don't forget that. So we thank them for that. They also gave us $1.6 million for the Regional Center of Public Safety here in Pharr. That is a joint venture with STC. So thank you very much, guys. We appreciate that. And on education they still step up to the plate, including Governor Abbott and Dan Patrick. And Dan Patrick, when we spoke to him personally, he assured us that he was absolutely committed to education, and he did absolutely come through. He committed $53 million in new funds to expand graduate medical education in the state. DHR secured nearly $1.3 million of that, and this is similar to the funds to go to the first year in resident physicians. That is crucial for the Rio Grande Valley because this is a pipeline to have physicians trained and be here, but you need those spots, and they need to be funded. So, and we know that about 85% of residents that train in that respective medical school will stay in that community. So hopefully all those long lines that you guys experienced, including myself, in seeing doctors, hopefully will start getting shorter. So on behalf of the City of Pharr, myself, Mayor, and our staff, we welcome you guys to our EDC building and the event, and I hope you guys have a great time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. So, I mean, what a beautiful location, right? I mean, isn't this nice? I want to thank the City of Pharr for allowing us to be at this beautiful venue. Before I move on, one of the things that Sergio Contreras told me that if it didn't rain, he was going to give me a kiss. So, Sergio, we're hoping for rain. Praying for rain before the end of the night. Yeah, get the water hose or something. You know, you guys have been great. We appreciate the hospitality here in Pharr, but that takes place throughout the whole valley. Just so that you know, everyone that's here, we have representation from Starr County, Willacy County, Cameron County, Hidalgo. What a great thing. When you talk about regionalism, this is so evident of all the great things that are happening. To our legislators, this is a prime example of all the support that you receive from the folks in South Texas. With that said, we have Mayor Darling that I would like for him to come up and say a few words before he leaves.
With the new mayor, I'm allowed to come over. It's the first time I've ever been over. It's pretty nice place, but no. We always have great friendship with the City of Pharr, and we have a rivalry, but it's a healthy rivalry. But I want to thank the Valley delegation. They did a great job. If you could describe what they've done, they made lemonade out of lemons. They had a lot of lemons up there, and were able to produce a lot of great things. They took the border protection. We know about border protection here because we live on the border. I wish Austin was a little more aware of what we really need, but I think if you take a look at what we're able to get out of some of that money and some of the funds and the technology, it's going to benefit our area for years to come. So I think they did a great job, all things considering, and showed, I think, we're very proud of what they do in Austin. I think the leadership that they provide up there is very, very evident. So I'm not going to talk any more about them. I'm going to let them tell us a little bit what they did themselves. But on behalf of the City of McAllen, all our commissioners and citizens of the City of McAllen, we want to thank our Valley delegation for the great job they did. Thank you very much.
With that said, there are a couple of people that I mean, there are so many VIPs here, but there are a few folks that I'd like to recognize, especially from this area. Commissioner Ricardo Medina, is he here? Where are you at, Commissioner? Commissioner Edmund Maldonado? Is he here as well? Great. Thank you for being here. Obviously, thank you for hosting us. And Elizad Guajardo?
Yes, he's here.
He's here as well. There he is in the back. And our newly elected board member, Danny Smith, EDC board member. Mr. Smith, thank you for hosting us. Thank you. Got a beautiful location here. With that said, we do have a few of our state and representatives from the area, and I'm going to ask if they say a few words regarding the successful past legislative session. And then what we'd like to do as they finish their remarks, we're going to present them with a little token of our appreciation for a great session. We understand they received lots of accolades, but this right here in particular is really important because this is from everybody in South Texas. So on behalf of everyone here and this group that's here representing the whole entire valley, we are going to present them with a small token of our appreciation. With that said, I would like to ask Senator Lucio to come up here and join us and say a few words. Senator Lucio.
Thank you, Julian. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very, very pleased to join with my colleagues here tonight, and thank you all for coming out to honor us. Actually, we should be honoring you for all the incredible things that you're doing in your communities. I think somebody must have given Mayor Hernandez my script, my report. He's right on everything he said. Of course, we were able to pass a $209.4 billion budget. Vice Chairman of the committee is with us here tonight, Senator Hinojosa. And all of us obviously work together, the state representatives that represent this area and the senators, including Senator Safarini in Stark County, came together, and we were able to obviously communicate the things that you have been talking to us, especially during the last interim period of time, with the leadership in the House, the leadership in the Senate, and of course our new governor. I just want to say, not go into any particular bill that I passed or any particular issue that is important to you, because I think we all have heard a lot about those issues. The impact that the bills and the budget that we pass will have on the Valley is going to be significant. It's going to be important, positive. I want to thank Governor Patrick publicly here in the Valley for coming here to this building last year before we even went into the session, and other parts of the Valley. It's been an honor working with him, and 8 short years he went from being a freshman state senator to our lieutenant governor, and I personally have a wonderful relationship with him. I'm proud of that. I think we should be working bipartisanly, obviously, not only there in Austin, but here in the Valley, to be able to put together the kind of plan and that we need, obviously, to make a difference in the Valley. Everyone here is important, whether you're a member of the partnership board, a mayor, a school board, member of the business community. There's 4 counties that are represented here today, and I can tell you, looking at those, all of you, know most of you personally, my hat goes off to you, because your leadership obviously has made a difference. It's helped us be able to communicate what's important for the Valley in Austin in your behalf, and the results were fantastic. I probably personally had the best session I've ever had, passed 55 bills and passed several hundred bills in my committee. I chair the Intergovernmental Relations Committee. I'm a member of the Natural Resources Committee. Mayor Darling, well, I always talk about Mayor Darling when it comes to water issues, because he's a water expert, and a member of the Veterans Committee, and of course Vice Chairman of Education, which really affords me an opportunity to work with our teachers, our parents, our school boards, and especially our children, to make a difference for them. A lot of wonderful things transpired. You'll get a report from each one of us in our newsletter, I'm sure, over the next few months, and we'll be able to also visit with you in your communities. No matter where you live in the Valley, I'm ready to come visit with you, discuss those issues that are important to you, and also elaborate a little bit on the report that we put together. I want to thank my chief of staff, Luis Sanchez, who is here with us tonight, and my other staffer that make sure I get to where I'm going on time, Anna. That's Luis, and my other 11 assistants from the Valley and in Austin that have made a huge difference. They drop what they're doing when you show up in Austin, and that's what's important for us. People that I represent really don't care how much we know, they want to know how much we care. And I think that's important for us to never forget. That's why we're there, to be more understanding and caring and loving and sharing with the people that we represent. So with that, I want to thank you personally for everything that you've done for me individually and for the delegation collectively. We honor you here tonight by coming to let you know that you're important to us, and that we'll do everything we can to continue to work together, not only with the local elected officials, but with our U.S. senators and congressmen, to make sure that we have a great partnership between all of us for the Valley and for South Texas. Thank you so much, and God bless you all.
Thank you. Thank you. As a token of our appreciation, Senator, before you leave, we'd like to give you a small token here. It's a little plaque that says, "Thank you for a successful legislative session from the entire Rio Grande Valley." Thank you, with pride. Thank you. Thank you, Senator. Thank you. Next, thank you for a great job in what you do for District 27. Now, if I may ask Senator Hinojosa, who represents District 20, to make his way up and say a few words regarding what I think was a great, successful session as Vice Chair of Finance, Agriculture and Water and Rural Affairs, is Senator Hinojosa.
Thank you, Julio. I'm just very happy to be back home, and I've forgotten how really hot and humid it is here in the Valley. But this, we had a great session, a lot better than many people expected. We had new leadership in our state, new governor, Abbott, a new lieutenant governor, Patrick, and 11 new senators. But it was really an amazing session because it was one of our most successful sessions ever that I can recall. You know, last session we created the medical school. For this session, we funded the medical school over $63 billion, working together as a delegation, working together as a community. But let me just share a couple of highlights. It's always important to put things in the proper perspective. Many times people say, well, the Valley is not doing well. Well, we're not growing. Well, we are. We are one of the fastest growing areas in the state and in the country. And some of the young people may not remember, but I remember when I was in college. Unemployment here was over 20%. Today, the McAllen MSA Hidalgo County area is 7.4. 7.4. Considering our neighbor to the south, Mexico. That is really an amazing comparison, an amazing growth. And that is because of the community working together to bring jobs down here, to grow our business and grow our economy. Let me point out, besides, as my good friend Sen Lucio pointed out, our budget of $709 billion in one. Governor Abbott line item about $200 million. But we also provided a reduction in taxes. We reduced property taxes and the franchise tax by $3.8 billion. And that's important. One of the complaints that I always hear is about property taxes. But we, as a state, reduced property taxes by raising the homestead exemption from 15 to 25%. We hear a lot of complaints from the business community about the franchise tax. I have never voted or supported for the franchise tax because it's really an income tax on business, and you have to pay the tax even if you do not make a profit. To me, that's un-American, it's anti-capitalist. So we cut franchise tax by 25%. At some point, hopefully we'll do away with it completely, which allows people to keep more money in their pocket to create more jobs. And I know it's hot, But let me just tell you, we also funded public education. We are taking in 93,000 new students a year, 93,000. And we funded the growth taking place in the public schools. In addition to that, we provided $118 million extra for grants for pre-K, which is extremely important to us. And I'll stop, because I know it's hot. But I can assure you that for us here in the Valley, we focus on public education, we focus on UT-RGV, higher education, we focus on our healthcare needs, we focus on our infrastructure, especially our bridges. We also focus on healthcare. It was really an amazing session because we still kept $6 billion under the spending cap, $6 billion, for us to continue to deal and provide growth. At the end of next session, at the end of this 3-year cycle, we'll have $11.1 billion in the rainy day fund. For us, Texas is where the action is, but one of the key regions of the state is the Rio Grande Valley. And people up in Austin know it, they understand it, and they acknowledge it. So thank you for us, supporting us. Thank you for coming up to Austin to talk and discuss issues with other legislators, because when you all show up in Austin, it really empowers us. And here in the Valley, we have a very strong working delegation. Senator Lucio, myself, Senator Ceparini, the whole delegation deal with issues that impact the whole Valley as a region. Not just McAllen, not just Edinburgh, but all of us. And I will not go into detail of all the different funding items that we were able to appropriate money for. But I will tell you that for us, it was a very good session. It was good for our families. It's good for our economy. It's good for jobs, and good for our educational system. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Senator. As earlier presented, we have something that we would like to present to you to add to the many accolades you have. On behalf of the Rio Grande Valley, the whole delegation here, we'd like to present you with something that we feel we'd like to have you share and display. Thank you, Senator, for everything. Thank you for everything. Thank you for always having the doors open and having us available to be with us. Next, I'm going to ask Representative Armando Martinez, one of our favorite representatives, to make his way up here and say a few words. Armando Martinez, where is he at? There he is.
Here I am. Thank you, Julian. It is always a privilege and an honor to be here with each and every one of you all. First of all, I'd like to thank Mayor Hernandez and the City of Pharr, of course, Julio Alvarez and the RGV Partnership, and a person that needs the recognition, and you know, he's a good friend, is Sergio Contreras. Let me tell you, I think, Sergio, thank you very much for the invitation and everything that you do. Sergio's such a good friend. I think I saw him more this session than ever, and by the end of session, I started thinking he was a member of the legislature, as hard as he was working on all the legislative issues for his area. So thank you very much, Sergio, for everything you do. You know, I think we had a very, very good session, and I believe our senators pretty much summed it up. Anything from transportation to education, I think we came out on top, and we're going to continue doing that. This session, we were able, and Senator Hinojosa and I were able to secure about an additional $112 million for our RMA, to where the county wouldn't have to pay that money up front for our transportation issues and our Hidalgo County loop. So it's big. I think we passed a lot of good legislation. Look forward to working with you all in the future. May God bless you, and may God bless Texas. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Again, we have a little something we'd like to present to you. I know you have another one. We can use it as a bookend. Thanks for all you do, especially when it comes to transportation. Thank you, my friend. I'd like to recognize a few folks before we continue with our program. I'd like to, and if you're here, please wave your hand up, and so that we can acknowledge you. Cassie Garcia with Senator Cruz's office. Where is Cassie at? Cassie? Ramiro Garza with the City of Edinburgh. Ramiro? Alex Mead with the City of Mission. Alex Mead. J.D. Salinas, Judge with AT&T. From Strategic Public Affairs, Ricardo Lopez Guerra, our good friend. I know he's here. Representing the governor's office, from Abbott, Letty Flores, our good friend Letty. Where is she at? She's here. Also that we work really close with is Ana Garcia, representing U.S. Senator John Cornyn's office. Ana, thank you for being here. And our good friend Nicole Hernandez with U.S. Congressman Henry Cuellar. Thank you for being here. So if I may ask our next person to be up here. Unfortunately, Ryan Guillen couldn't make it, but I did ask if Edward Gonzalez could come up and say a few words on his behalf. Edward is his district director, based out of Raymondville. Edward?
Thank you, folks. Apologize for Representative Guillen not being here today, but I know that if he were here, he would say that the greatest privilege, I think, for him in the House is working with his colleagues to represent the Valley. Representative Guillen has 10 counties that he represents, Williston County being one of them where I am from. But as you've heard from everyone else, this has been a very productive legislative session, and it has been for him as Chairman of Culture, Recreation, and Tourism, which is a very important committee, I think, for us in the Valley, since we have a lot of points of interest here. And I think one of the other things we would like to convey also is that, just like everybody else said, it's not possible without people like you working together with people like them in the legislature to get these issues up before their committees, before the House, before the Senate. So I know from the bottom of his heart, he wants to thank every one of you for your support, especially our good friends here at the Valley Partnership and the City of Pharr. Thank you for hosting this. Thank you.
Thank you, Edward. We're going to give you also a star, a rising star. If you could look at the camera. Thank you, Edward. I was told to take a picture with Edward so he could prove that he was here today. Representing Terry Canales is our good friend Alex Rios. Alex, if you could come up here and say a few words. Thank you for all you've done and for always having an open door.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. And on behalf of State Representative Terry Canales, he wants to thank also all of you, all his colleagues, for all the hard work. It was a successful legislative session. There were a lot of bills that got, over 30 bills that we were able to pass. And he's just excited. There was a song earlier that they were playing, and the song was titled Come Together. And I think that that's exactly what we have here, is that everybody's come together and work for a better tomorrow. The City of Pharr, thank you for having us here. The Texas, the partnership, RGV Partnership, thank you for having us. God bless you and God bless Texas.
Thank you, Alex. Here we're going to give you something we'd like you to give back to Representative for all the hard work. Thanks, Alex. Thank you very much, Alex. And now, your very own, I feel like playing a drum roll here, our very own Sergio Munoz, who everyone here knows. We wanted to save the best for last. They wanted me to say that. Thanks, Sergio.
All right, thank you. And the beauty about going after our senators and Representative Martinez, right, is that they say everything that you can either concur with and tell them how much or how grateful you are to really work with them. And I think Senator Hosa said it well, that when you look at the relationship that we have and the type of work relationship we have, not only with one another, but working on behalf of the region, I think is extremely important, because it really is about time that the Valley and our respective cities get the proper recognition, the respect that we deserve, and that really is to be recognized as a partner, not only with what we contribute to the state of Texas, but what we contribute to the nation, and that is making sure that we highlight all the positive attributes about our cities, about our districts, and really what we can accomplish working together. So over the interim and what we do in preparation for next session, it's always going to be extremely important for us to have that relationship with our local elected leaders, our city staff, and our staff to work together to make sure that we find solutions to all the challenges that we have before us and continue to make sure that the Valley comes out on top in everything that we do. So thank you once again for your time. May God bless all of you, and let you all know once again that our office is here to help you all in everything that we can. So thank you, and God bless all of you.
Thank you, Representative Munoz, for everything you do for us in Up and Austin.